Yeah. So how the great speakers, whenever we are going to learn something new, what we need to do, we need to learn from those who have already spoken. So as you can see, two persons. Can you guess their names? Anyone? Even you can type in the chat box. Anyone? Any guess? The first one is obviously the Abraham Lincoln, the great president of USA. But how about the second person? No guess. He is Roosevelt, one of the famous president of USA. Now, even though you may think that if they are at a president position, so what is the need for them to talk? But not only them, not only the CEOs, even those who are going to reach out to the managerial position, they have to learn how to speak. And it's one of the mandatory skill, even though if you are very good at technical, but if you have become or if you have gained a managerial position, you need to learn how to speak and how to proceed with it. Now, how these great personalities used to prepare for their talks. So usually if a person is a president of a country, so do you think, do they have any spare time? No. Do they have any free time available? Not at all. So how Abraham Lincoln he used to prepare is, let's say if he is going somewhere or in case if he gets some time, so immediately he used to take a paper, even whatever the paper, scrap paper as well, and he used to note it down, whatever the thoughts that he gets for the next speech. And same followed by Roosevelt. So, and one of the interesting thing about Abraham Lincoln, what he used to do is that after writing those, he never used to keep in the pocket. He used to wear a hat, and in that hat, he used to have that notes. So various people, the great people, they used to follow some different habits. And always do remember, the great personalities, they don't do the different things. They do the same thing in a different manner, and thus they become a great person. Now, let's proceed further. Even most of you may think that is it okay to proceed with the notes, like you might have seen whenever a speaker proceeds with a speech or even the presidents, they proceed with their speeches, they used to proceed with a notes. But the fact is that whenever you take a notes, you know, almost 50% of the interest is gone. Getting the point? So never ever try to take any notes. If you're going to take any notes while delivering any content, yeah, you can take the pictures, that's okay. But if you'll take any notes, you know what gonna be the thing? Anyone, any guess? Half of the time you are going to look at the notes. Thus, most of the audience are going to lose the interest. And if the audience lose the interest, then it is of no use. So I would recommend not to use the notes. And as you can see, they always tend to tire and confuse the listener. Listener in the sense audience. So audience, they used to feel it bored. And at last they may imagine that if this is the thing, so even we can read by ourselves. So what is the difference? So very, very important thing is that audience, they never listen your words. They only listen your thoughts. Getting the point? So let's say if I'm going to explain you, so instead of concentrating on the words, you're just going to concentrate on the thoughts. What are the new things that you're going to learn? And as the same thing Horace said, like seek not only for words, seek only and only for thoughts. And that is one of the actual thing, like let's say most of the speakers, as they are taking their organizations from top 100 to top 10, and you know how it is possible, it's only possible due to the thought, and thought is nothing but an idea. So if you have very great idea, you can proceed further in your life. And even if you have many more words, but if you don't cluster all those words into an idea, it is of no use. So always, whenever you prepare something, you just need to change it to an idea or the thought. And never ever try to carry any notes if you are trying to be a public speaker. Yeah, you can try in case at the initial phase, or let's say if you find that no, all of a sudden I went blank. So only for that, like you need to carry the condensed notes. It means the very precise notes so that you can just take the hint from that. But if you just keep on reading from that, obviously you are going to lose your audience. Okay. Thus, you should not follow any notes. Now, the next thing, even I don't think so you people are busy, but a tip to you, if you are very busy and at the same time, if you would like to read any notes, so you can rip few of the pages, which is not a good habit, but in case if you don't have time, you know what is the meaning of rip? Like you just need to tear few pages from that, just keep it in your pocket, and whenever you find time, like even in terms of seconds, so you need to steal the time. You know what is the meaning of stealing time? As people, they steal things, but you need to steal the time. I mean, minutes from seconds. So whatever the spare time that you get, read those pages, read those lines, and thus you can easily complete your speech notes. And that's one of the easiest way how you can proceed. And even you can easily finish a book as well. But most of the people, they keep on complaining that, you know, I want to give a speech, I want to speak in front of the people, but I don't have time, I don't get time. You have plenty of time, but you never tried. Have you ever? If you would have tried, if like, let's say if you're taking lunch, so even if you spare few seconds, you could complete at least 5 to 6 lines. Then after, even during your snacks or during your dinner, you can. And I don't think so the people are so busy that even they can't spare few minutes for themselves. So we have enough time. The only one thing is that you just need to show the persistence and the interest. Then after, at last, like as we have seen, if you gain the confidence, then the fear will vanish, and one day you can become a great speaker like one of these people in the picture. I hope you may remember these pictures. Now, whenever you prepare for a speech, you know, as you can see, a well-prepared speech is 9/10 delivered. Almost 90% of the time, or 90% of the thing is done. And well-prepared speech is nothing but your text and your personality, and if you have just practiced it. So the only 1% or the one part, sorry, the 10% what you need to do is that you just need to stand before the audience and you just have to deliver it. So almost 90% of the thing you have done. Okay. And what they do is the fatal mistake. You know what's the meaning of fatal here? Anyone from audience? What's the meaning of fatal? The blunder, it is a kind of carcinogenic, a very harmful mistake, which can't be avoided, is that they neglect to prepare their talk. Even they take all the notes, they just collect, they store all the notes, but just half an hour before, or just 2 minutes before, or just 10 minutes before, they try to prepare. And you know, in such scenario, you are going to lead your audience into the confusion, which is not at all a good sign. So never ever do this mistake, because if you're gonna do, you can complete your task, but next time you'll get scared of speaking in front of the audience. So in upcoming slides, I'll explain you the examples of a great cricketer and how he prepared himself, whereas the other, he did not. See, as this thing is very, very important in case of speaking, persistence. So what you can see in the picture, this person, he is just trying to push the rock. even though he knows that it is impossible. But is he giving up? No. In the same way, you must not give up. And very interesting thing, as Abraham Lincoln, he said after he got defeated, you know what? He admonished, he criticized, he told to his followers that you should not give up, even though if it is one defeat or 100th defeat, you should never give up. You just have to proceed with it and you need to achieve the success. And thus always try to maintain this persistence, which is very, very important. Then, what's the secret of the champions? How the champions, they become champions? Anyone? Any guess? How many of you want to win in your life? How many of you want to achieve your goals? Please raise your hand. Okay. So what is the secret? Why only few people they become champions? Why only few people they become leaders? Why not others? You know the secret? Okay, so persistence and discipline. Any other answer? Please type in the chat box in case if you are aware of. Why only few? Why not all? Even though everyone they try, but why only few of them they become great leaders, great speakers? Why not everyone? Okay, practice. Only with practice can you make or can you become? Is it possible? What else is required? With practice. Ideas, thoughts, okay, even it is required. But, very, very important thing, as you can see in the picture, okay, can you see the curve? Is it visible? Those who are in online, please type in the chat box. Is it visible to everyone? Okay, yeah, thank you. So, it is called a plateau curve. And what does it mean? With the help of this, I'll give you two major examples of great cricketers. They are Sachin and Kambli. Are you aware of these two names? I hope everyone knows Sachin. But are you aware of Kambli? Vinod Kambli? No. Even when they both have started their career, Vinod Kambli was far, far, far better than Sachin. Are you aware of this? No. The reason you will come to know soon. As they both have done their debut, in which Vinod Kambli has scored more than Sachin. But today, hardly people they know Vinod Kambli, but they know Sachin. And you know what's the reason? Because Sachin has followed this particular curve. And what is this curve is? The persistence curve. Even though he knew that I did not possess that great talent, but what I have is something called hardworking and persistence ability. And if you could possess this, so initially your curve, even the book called Atomic Habit, it tells that if you could continue, so you can't see the change within one day, but you can see the change after a few days. And as it starts, slowly it goes and it rises. And after that, you come to a particular steep value. From there, your success starts. And you might have seen the people, those who got success, even in the javelin throw, we had Neeraj Chopra. So do you think he won the gold medal only within one day or 1 year? No. It was his continuous effort that made him to proceed further and achieve the great goals. So once if you continue the things, it will help you to achieve. And one day you're gonna get what you are desiring for. And thus, people will say that you did it. Yeah. Yes, on the y-axis, it's your performance. So performance versus your trials or the number of attempts. And most of the people, they miss. And today, Sachin has become the legend or so-called the god of cricket. And what is the secret? It's so simple. As he worked hard, he maintained the persistence, and then he maintained the flat or the plateau, the kind of persistence and the continuity. Getting the point? So even if you maintain not only the software job, even you can become manager. Just the persistency. Okay. Now, let's proceed further. Whenever you proceed with a talk, you just have to imagine that, yes, I am going to be the winner. Most of the people, they just think that, no, whether I'll lose or whether I'll win. But don't remember the word called loser. Just you have to go with the determination that I am going to be a great speaker. And the moment you are going to feel that, yes, I will be, definitely you are going to be. But if you feel that I'm a loser, you are going to be the loser. So it's always what you think, the same you're gonna be. You may remember a quote, as you sow, so you reap. It means as you plant a tree, the kind of fruits you're gonna bear out of that. So if you have planted the good seeds in your mind, you are going to get the good result out of that. But if you just sow all the negative seeds, that no, what if, or whether I can speak in front of the people, if you go with all the negativity, you'll get only the negativity. So as you can see, I hope you may remember from the movie. Yes, I hope you could easily remember. So this person, he is not an intelligent and not even that genius, but he knows that I can make the people listen to me and to believe me. And as he did in that movie, if you might have watched. Okay. So always believe yourself. Hope you are getting the thing. And as I told you about the Abraham Lincoln, he said, he admonished his followers not to give up after one or the 100 defeats. And you need to follow the same. Next, the certainty reward. And even though, like, while designing this PPT, I thought to have a picture of a person, a great speaker, but I just changed it and I thought, why a great speaker? Why not you? So in front of that mic, it has to be you who can be the great speaker. So always, like, just imagine that it's not anyone. It has to be me who can speak and who gonna get the reward. And what is the meaning of reward? What is the difference between reward and award? Instead of writing award, I have written it as reward. So reward is something that you achieve with your hard work, with your continuity, with your persistency. So very, very important. If you want to be a confident speaker, you will be a confident speaker only and only if you contribute or if you'll go with all the things which are required and by carrying all the elements. So just imagine that you are going to see yourself in front of a mic and then you can start your journey. As we have discussed about Sachin and he is Vinod Kambli. So have you seen him? No? So always, smarter men, sometimes they get discouraged and the same it happened with him. They just discouraged or they deeply get immersed with the money. They just think that, no, I have to make money. I need to enjoy my life. And they just forget about their goals as like he did. And now No one knows. But at that particular time, Sachin, he thought that, no, I don't want to enjoy. I just want to concentrate on my goal, on my career. And today, as the whole world knows him, and they are like most of the great cricketers are taking lessons from him. So it is up to you what you want to be, whether you want to become Sachin or whether you want to become Vinod Kambli. Next, very, very important thing in case of public speaking. Always people, they keep on learning the text. But very interesting thing. Everything depends upon the manner in which one speaks, not upon the matter. What you speak. For example, let's say, if I have to say, if you ask me, how are you? I may say, I'm very happy. So instead of saying, I'm very happy, with a gentle smile, if I just say, I'm very happy. So do you think I'm happy? No. But if I just go with a non-verbal attention that, I'm very happy. So then immediately you'll understand that, yes, he is happy. So why this picture? Because she is an anchor. Even though there are many anchors, many speakers, and even many editors as well. But we know what we do. We just follow only certain anchors, certain speakers. And you know the secret? Because we like the way they speak. Even the same content, if I provide to you and to the other, and if I ask the audience that, do you like him or him? Then audience may point out one person, even though your content was same, but what it varies is the way you have delivered the content. Even in case of the great speakers, the motivational speakers, they don't take or they don't concentrate on the content. They just concentrate on the way how they have to deliver. So mainly these three things, it matters. Who says it, how he says it, and what he says. But out of all the three, the first two are very important. What you say is not at all important. Even though if you are going to admonish, if you're going to criticize someone, instead of criticizing in a harsh tone, if you have criticized at a low tone, that, you should have not done that or else you may lose the job. But instead of saying the same thing in a different manner, if you proceed, why you have done this? If you have done this, or if you'll do this again in your life, you are going to lose the job. So can you see the change? So the tone, it matters. That how you are proceeding. So always you remember, you have to carry your own style of speaking. You must not proceed or you must not copy someone else. You need to have your own lenses, your own style, your own dignity, your own attitude, your own personality. Hope you're getting. And if you can carry that, then people will follow you. You don't have to follow the people. Next. How you need to deliver finally. So you need to deliver your speech how a delivery person used to deliver. Let's say if you have ordered pizza or biryani or burger, do they come to your home and do they throw the packet? No. What they do, they just knock the door. They greet you with a gentle smile and then they deliver the package or the packet. And then they even say goodbye with a gentle smile. In the same way, you have to deliver your speech. You don't have to be in a hurry. You just need to show the interest. You have to deliver your speech with a intense interest. If you don't show that interest, if you don't deliver it humbly and gently, your audience will not listen to you. They'll not show the interest. So always do remember, whenever you are going to deliver a speech, you just have to remember about a delivery person, how they deliver the food, how gently, how sincerely they deliver. Then finally, after learning this, what is more important is that it's not only the speaking, like sometimes your diction and diction, so-called how you speak and your pronunciation, it matters. Let's say if there is a word called supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but if you have not practiced during your talk or during your preparation, if you just think that, okay, during my final speech, I'll proceed with it. And as you come on the stage, almost 50% of the things you may forget. And when it comes to such words, you may not even utter the first word. And thus, you are going to find yourself in an embarrassment situation. So it's very, very important to go with the pronunciation of the words. As we have the second word, pseudo hypoparathyroidism, which is quite easy. But if you get certain words like floxinoxynihilipilification, and if you are not practiced, then obviously you are going to upset your audience. Okay. So it's not only your style, even sometimes your pronunciation, it matters. And diction in the sense, how to proceed with the words. So you should not stress on each and every word, only on few words. For example, let's say this is a talk that you are going to proceed. So all the words which are in red, for such things you need to emphasize. For example, I have succeeded. You need to emphasize on that. You need to use that word. You have to pressurize. You need to give the importance. I have succeeded in whatever I have done or I have undertaken because I have willed it. So the moment certain words comes, you need to give the importance. And the moment you use succeeded at a high tone, automatically people, they're going to show the interest. Then as it continues, I have never hesitated. And then again, you need to lower your tone and then, which has given me an advantage over the rest of mankind. Getting the point? And how to decide on which particular word I need to emphasize on which particular word I should not. So it depends how you proceed. So during your preparation, you can. Getting the point? As you prepare your speech, you'll understand. And even if you don't, then you can take the help of the trainers, those who are going to proceed with it. So now I hope you are getting. And slowly, I'll take you with this, even the pitch as we have discussed. So you need to know when you need to raise your pitch, when you need to lower. Similarly, in case of the movies, I hope you might have watched KGF 2 or 1. In that, the emotional scene. So whenever the emotional scene comes, hero, he used to just change his facial expression. But when it is a happy moment, he changes his facial expression and his tone as well. So a speaker must be in the same way. Okay. So your action must speak, not the words. Sometimes you need to vary your rate of speaking. So you might be aware of, like, as you're using the internet, so you may think that, okay, I'm getting 40 Mbps per second, 60 Mbps per second, 80 Mbps per second, 100. So what is that? That is nothing but the rate of change of the number of packets or the way you receive the data. In the same way, you need to change the rate of speaking. Sometimes you have to be fast, sometimes you need to be slow. And then you need to pick the speed. For example, here, I have lived 80 years. I have watched men climb up to success. hundreds of them, and all of them that are important for success. The most important is faith. No great thing comes to any man unless he has courage. So what I did at the initial phase, I have started slowly. But as I got into this middle part, I have just increased my speed. Why? Because those things are not that important. And at the same time, the listener must understand that, okay, he said something, so I need to concentrate on that. So in case of public speaking, each and everything, it matters. It's not only your words, how you utter your words and how your listeners, they may take. So there are many examples like how you need to pause. All these things we'll see in our actual course. So only for your knowledge purpose, as I'm showing you, like selling goods is a battle. And the moment you use selling goods is a battle, then you just need to take a small pause. And then you need to proceed with. So we'll discuss all these things in detail. Now, the final thing, let's say if your talk is prepared, then how you need to deliver it towards your audience. It is very, very important. You can't just go and sit on a chair and you can't deliver it. So always, whenever you are going to look at your audience, just be straight. And very important, you just have to do the neck exercise as well. Like you just need to bend your neck and this will make your posture straight. Let's say if you're sitting on a stage among the guests, or if you're sitting on a chair among the audience, and if you were called, so just do this exercise. Like you just need to bend your head and then. So it will just keep your all the body part erect. And whenever you stand, you just need to be straight and you need to focus your audience. And that shows that you're confident. But if you bend, like if you look in this way in a different manner, then your audience will understand. Okay. And very important thing, even if you don't know how to talk, or if you are losing your confidence, you know what you need to do. Even the author has said, begin to talk as confidently as you owed money. You know what is the meaning of owed money? It means you have given money to someone. Like whenever we go, let's say if we have lended some money to someone, while asking, do we ask slowly or loudly? As we ask as an owner, that yes, when you are going to give my money, when you are going to return. In the same way, you have to gain the confidence that yes, this is my thing and I need this. So I need to perform very well. So you just need to think that yes, I have given something to these people. And with that, you are going to gain the confidence. Getting the point? Next, your personality matters. And you know, what does it mean? Personality is not that you have been to gym or like you have just made your body. No. How you have dressed up. For example, see here. Could you see the people in both the slides? So let's say on the right hand side, are they public speakers? Are they? No. But on your left, you can see a person with a very good attire is going to speak, give a speech. So even whenever you proceed with your speech, your attire, it matters. Let's say if you want to give a speech and if you have worn a t-shirt or a shirt, and you know, very important thing, first impression is the best impression. If you are going to attend for an interview or if you are going to deliver any speech, and as the audience, they expect that the speaker must be in good attire. He must look as a speaker. But if you have found that speaker is in t-shirt and jeans. So immediately you'll lose the interest. Even though if he is going to speak something, but you may lose. Getting the point? So always dress very well. Even though if you don't have coat, no worries. Just be in a formals. Okay. Next important thing. If you are being lazy, like you might have seen few of the speakers, they used to be lazy. And even if an employee is taking or gnawing, gnawing, like, oh, as you are going to know, or if you are sleeping. So due to that, the audience may lose the interest because a speaker carries a magnetic power. You know this fact? If you are with an energy, obviously the audience, they are going to feel that energy. But if you don't show that energetic, the enthusiasm towards them, do you think the audience will follow you? So very important thing is that Newton's third law. If you show interest towards your audience, the same you'll get in return. But if you scroll, if you don't show any interest, then as usual, the Newton's third law is applicable. Okay. So as you know, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So if you will not show the interest, they'll not show the interest. Next. Before you proceed with your talk, try to have a light lunch. It's not that you are going to have biryani and even lot of desserts, all the sweets. Because if you will have heavy food, the tendency to sleep may go high. If we eat more, what we do? We try to sleep. But you should not do that. And before your talk, you have to have complete rest. It is very important. And as you can see, refreshment of siesta, it is a kind of afternoon rest. As we sleep, how many of you sleep in the afternoon? Okay. So if you have this habit, that's quite good. Because after that, for the next class, you are going to be refreshed. But if you don't sleep, if you keep on watching movies here, there, or if you just keep on scrolling Insta, then as you know, you'll get tired, and the tired speakers are not welcomed. Even your personality has to be agreeable and warm personality. You know what does it mean? Agreeable, it means acceptable personality. You should not look at your audience with a serious note, like, yes, today I'm going to give a speech and you all have to listen. No, you just have to be with a smile. Okay. You just have to show that the acceptance. Getting the point? Not the reverence. And if you show, but if you show this facial expression as the lady, she is, oh my God, why this audience they keep? And this many audience. So I'm going to lose my interest. So always you need to follow the left side. As you can see, the people with a smile, they are ready to accept. So you need to follow that instead of following the other one. Getting the thing? Then you have to be loud, but not as loud as this person. As you can see. So you have to speak loudly, but you must not shout. As you can see in the picture, what he's doing. Okay. And whenever you are going to give a speech, always crowd your audience. You know, what does it mean? Let's say if there are many chairs, and as the audience they come, if one audience is sitting at the first row, the second audience at the third row, the next one at the fourth and fifth, and let's say all the chairs are vacant. You know, what does it happen? It spreads the negative energy. So you need to crowd all the audience together. And that's the reason, like, as I asked you all to come near instead of sitting here and there. As you can see here in the second picture, there are few vacant chairs that should not be. I mean, if you have less number of audience, just call everyone to sit together. Because if someone shows the interest, the other will observe him and they'll. But if someone who is sleeping there, he may not see others. And that is a kind of negative thing. So whenever you find the people, just try to crowd them together. That is a good thing for a speaker. But never ever bother what they'll think. Just request them that please come and sit in the front row, or please occupy the front chairs or the seats. And at last, very, very important thing, whenever you are going to give a speech, never ever allow any other member to be seated on the stage. Like as you might have seen, the other guests, they used to sit on that. Have you seen? Like on a platform, on a stage, along, like as you are going to give a speech, there are many more people, those who will sit on that. And due to that, the audience, they get distracted. Let's say if the other guests, those who are sitting and you are giving your speech. So if the guest, if he drinks water and if he is speaking on a phone, so audience will move the attention from you towards the guests. And that is not good thing. So in case during your speech, if you find any guest speakers on the stage, ask them or ask the volunteers to shift their chairs somewhere else instead of being on the stage. And finally, the golden lines. As you rise to address, do not be in hurry. People, they do, yes, I'm going to give a speech. So let me run. As my name is called, let me run and let me give the speech. Don't do this mistake. Mainly the beginners, they do. So don't be hurry. Take a deep breath, as I told you in the part 1. Take a deep breath in and then exhale and just relax yourself. And then look at your audience with a gentle smile, with a gratitude, with a humbleness that yes, now I am going to deliver and I'm being very humble. So you need to go with that particular expression and that will help you. And let's say if your audience are shouting, so stop or wait till they be silent. And then you can start your speech. Okay. And then finally, we'll listen one of the talk by a winning, like public speaker, award winning. Let me show you. So even in your free time, you can, and after watching, then we'll analyze. Yeah, here we have. So anyone knows this person? No? So just listen to him very carefully. For those who are in online, is it visible? Okay. After this, we'll do the analysis of this speech. Let me share the sound.
Dhananjaya Hediarachi, I see something. I see something. Dhananjaya Hediarachi.
Is it audible, those who are in online? Please type in the chat box. If not, we'll check it out from our end. Okay.
You and I are not very different from this flower. Just like this flower is unique, you are unique. All of us has something special that makes us as beautiful. Do you know what makes you special? Now the answer to that can be a little difficult to find. Because sometimes life has a cruel way of picking out your petals, breaking you in two, and throwing you into the trash. And when you're broken, it's very difficult to feel special. Mr. Contest Chair, my fellow flowers, I can remember the first time I broke. I was 17 years old. I had already flunked high school and managed to get myself arrested. Now, I wasn't afraid of the cops, but there was one person I was very afraid of, and that was my mama. Raise your hand if you have an emotional mother. Let me see. Put them all together, you get mama. I can hear her scream outside the police station. Even the cops were afraid. She came up to me, held the iron bars, looked into my eyes, and I saw a tear coming down her face. Now, I've seen my mama cry before, but mothers cry 3 types of tears. Tears of joy, tears of sorrow, and tears of shame. And when a son sees a mother cry tears of shame, that's a life-changing moment. She looked at me and said, "Son, I want you to be a better man." That night, when I drove home, my dad was waiting for me at home. Now, my dad is a cool dad. Raise your hand if you have a cool dad. Put them all together, you get my dad. My dad came up to me and said, "Son, it's okay. You flunked your exams. You already got arrested. That's fine. You get that from your mother's side. I want you to start working immediately." And I said, "Okay." So my dad took me to meet one of his friends called Sam. Now, Sam was an accountant who had an accounting firm and had generously decided to make me his personal assistant. And
Yeah, so I hope you all have watched like if we play the complete one, so it will take 10 more minutes. So in your free time, you can just go through this. So let me give the analysis like what we have seen so far. Even in YouTube, if you'll search the World Championship by Dhananjaya, you'll find this person. So you know why this person got this particular award? Why not others? Is it audible to online? Okay. You know what are the interesting things? As I told you at the beginning, the first thing is that you have to be confident. So was he confident in that? Very much. And the second thing is that you just have to use your facial expression. The moment he just came with a sad face as he took a rose and he started removing the petals. Whereas the moment he mentioned about his mother, he has used his hands, like put them all together. So your body must align with your words. So-called the personality. And very, very important thing. Have you seen he was dressed in a very well attire? Was he in a t-shirt? No. He was very well groomed. Even though if he wanted to come in t-shirt, he was most welcome. Even though he had very good confidence. But he knew that what are the basic elements in order to proceed. And you know how he started? Whenever you start with a speech, you just need to proceed with something different so that it can grab the attention of the speakers. Sorry, the audience. As he took a flower and he started doing something with it. And immediately all the audience, they started concentrating. But if you just say your name and if you just start with a story, so don't never ever start with any humorous story and never ever say that I'm not a good speaker. Don't go with an apology. Has he said that I'm not good, I'm not a good speaker or something? No. So never ever fill yourself with a negativity. Always start with something which can grab the attention. And always your introduction must not be that lengthy. It has to be like as we get an ad during IPL. Do you remember? During the IPL matches, how the ad used to be very short. And in that short span of time, they used to grab the attention. So your introduction must be such that you can just grab the attention of the listeners within that short span of time. And even if you'll watch the same talk till the end, you'll get to know very interesting thing. Sorry. That he ends with a very good conclusion. So your conclusion must not be that you are going to leave the audience in a dilemma or in confusion. You have to go with the happy ending or with a quote or with any poem. So it must be smooth. It must give some lesson. It must leave some impact on the audience. And if you are able to follow all this, you are going to be a great speaker. Hope you're getting the point. Okay. So with this, we are going to wind up our workshop. So thanks a lot for joining the workshop. Yeah. Before we wind up, any queries, any questions, anyone? Even you can type in the chat box in case. Yeah, here. Any queries, any questions and doubts? No? Okay. So in case like for the full course, like you can join us for the public speaking courses. The dates will be announced very soon. In case if you want the notes, you can just ping. This class only for today. Actually, it started yesterday, Nilanchal. Okay. So if you have missed, it is available on YouTube. Yesterday's one. So it's gonna be the workshop and the detailed class you'll find in the advanced course. So till then, you just need to wait. Okay. Yeah. Any other queries? Anyone? No? Okay. So once again, thanks a lot for joining. And in our next workshop, that will be mainly based on interview things and when it will update. Okay, you'll get the update from the Naresh IT platform. So just be in touch with Naresh IT and you'll get the information related to same. Even if you want to share the feedback related to same, you can share on our Naresh IT portal. Very important thing is that the next workshop will be based on the interview skills, which gonna help mainly to the aspirants, those who are going to prepare, are going to become a software engineer. Okay, in that like we'll cover all the aspects related to how you need to prepare your resume, why your resume gets rejected, then followed by how you need to answer for a question and what are the mistakes that you do, how your dressing sense has to be, how you need to groom yourself. All these things will cover and soon we'll come up with that workshops. So till then, keep learning, keep enjoying, and thanks a lot. Thank you.